Welcome back to Otaku Alley. What happens when you invade a fantasy empire with otaku culture? Let's find out next. Outbreak Company is a comedy fantasy animation about a guy, an otaku shut-in, named Shinichi, who the Japanese government has created a shell company to influence the Eldant Empire with otaku culture. Diplomatic talks. The Eldant Empire is a medieval style fantasy empire. There are elves, there are dwarves, there are magic users, dragons, pretty much everything under the sun. This anime feels a lot like Gate and does do things the same way as Gate. I won't call it a copy, but I will say that they are one and the same, except for Gate is all about fighting, and Outbreak Company is about diplomacy, slice of life, and more of, here, I have something that you will like. Oh, you like it? Well, now you can't have it unless you do what I say. It's more about manipulation and diplomacy. They call it diplomacy, but I call it manipulation. So, Senshi is hired by this shell company, and he starts, building up this whole otaku culture inside of this new kingdom. And he meets one of the first characters, which is Myucel. She is a half elf, half human maid, and she is more of his servant. And there is another one called Brock. Well, Myucel develops a typical relationship with him. It's very, I guess you could call it moe. It's very cute. It's enjoyable. She is your typical character, female character. Can't really do much. She can't read or speak Japanese, which you wouldn't expect that from someone who lives in the Eldant Empire, has never even heard of Japan. It's a whole nother world. So she grows a lot as a character. Her character development is spot on and wonderful. The same for the next character, which is Petralka. She is the empress of this Eldant Empire. They first introduced her, I was like, oh no, another annoying character, like the one Hideyoshi from Battle Girls Time Paradox. But she kind of grew on me. She almost, as she developed as a character, she went from bratty and do what I say in this annoying voice to a strong female character, but also caring and soft at the same time. It starts to show her as a soft character that can interact with their people. See, they have this whole social thing, which the Empress is at the top, and everyone else is kind of at the bottom, and elves and dwarves and things like that, non-human races, are laughed at and stood upon. They're normally servants, almost typically slaves. They aren't taught how to read and write. They aren't given a lot of the luxuries that the humans are given. So she starts to interact with these elves and dwarven people and starts to show them compassion. The rest of the empire gets a little upset about it, and it never really develops that to where the empire starts to pull together as one, but hopefully there's a season 2 and they will do that. So far as the school, which is where they're taught the otaku culture, it really still doesn't pull them together, but it starts to. It gives you hope that they're going to pull together, which they don't really. Not in my eyes. As for Shinichi, you can tell that the writer of the anime, or the studio, really put a lot of anime references inside of this anime, and they use Shinichi to do a lot of it. Who else would you use? He is the otaku manager, as they call him. And if you get some of them, they are funny. If you don't get them, you don't lose a part of the story. It's kind of like a thing that is hidden, or it's out there, but it's not really crucial to the story. They reference Gundam. There are some few other ones, but I can't remember them, but I do remember them referencing Gundam. It's a pretty funny anime. I enjoyed it. It was definitely, it's one of those kind of turn your brain off and just watch, because at times those are what you need. And that's what I enjoy the most. Is there's stuff like Black Lagoon, which is you need to sit down and focus and watch. But then you could sit down and watch something like this, turn your brain off, and miss an episode or two or sleep halfway through one and then pick right back up. The story doesn't move a ton, but it's got some really nice arcs, some really nice character development. So Shinichi himself, like I said, he is a shut-in. He is an enjoyable character, typical MC. He's not really, he has no powers, so he's not overpowered, which was refreshing. I guess his superpower would be knowing everything about anime. But then again, everyone could be that person. I mean, there's a lot of viewers that watch this channel that I could probably ask any anime question and they could come up with the correct answer for it. So, I mean, I guess you could call that a superpower. He's knowledgeable in that area. And he is very caring towards the people. And he wants to spread the otaku culture because he believes that is what is right. As always, I don't give a ton of information about the animations that I am reviewing, which is kind of opposite of a review. But I feel like that if I give you a ton of information, I'm going to spoil the animation for you. So what's the point of you watching it if I'm going to tell you everything about it? So this has been Otaku Alley. I definitely recommend this one. Until next time, I'll see you on the next review.